Hello Rangers, Caedo Genesis here, bringing you a quick, no-nonsense guide to each of the weapons that you can recover in Rage 2. This guide goes over the Charged Pulse Cannon, the superheated face melter. I'll be covering its location, levels, weapon mods, and some extra tips in using it. First things first, let's find it. This is the only weapon in Rage 2 with multiple requirements to obtain, but it is absolutely worth it. On the east side of the Dune Sea region is the Shrouded Vault Arc. This is where the Charged Pulse Cannon is located, but when you approach and attempt to open the door without clearing any nearby shrouded bases, you'll be informed that the power to the door has been rerouted to 2 nearby substations. To open the door, you'll need to head to the 2 other substations and destroy their reactors to the northwest and southwest of the Arc's location. The objectives for these are simple: go to the substation, fight your way through the shrouded, destroy the reactor, leave, repeat. Once substations Alpha and Bravo are taken care of, you can return to the entrance of the Shrouded Vault Arc bunker and finally enter. This is yet another large area with a lot of shrouded to fight through, so come prepared. Once you do fight off all of the shrouded, you can finally open up the Arc and get your Charged Pulse Cannon. The tutorial for the Charged Pulse Cannon shows you that the primary fire is for its standard bolt fire, and the secondary button is actually for cooling it down. Because when you're firing it, you want to keep it in the hot zone without it overheating. That's where you get the most out of the plasma bolts fired from it. When in overdrive, you can forget about heating up the Charged Pulse Cannon entirely, because it stays at optimal levels without overheating at all. Did I mention that this gun doesn't need to be reloaded? The official description of the Charged Pulse Cannon is fire superheated energy bolts at your enemies and melt faces. An appropriate definition. Now we move on to the levels and upgrades. The total count of Feltrite that you'll need to level it up to 5 would be 2,500 total. The weapon modifications will then be available to you at the cost of weapon mod upgrades, of course. But starting at level 2, we have the choice between Vent Efficiency or Emergency Cooling. Vent Efficiency is for the Pulse Cannon's secondary button, which allows it to cool down faster while in cooldown mode. Emergency Cooling is for those who are prone to holding down the trigger a little too long, and it actually significantly increases the cooldown after the gun has overheated. Level 3 opens up the Cool Fusion weapon mod, lowering the temperature threshold for the plasma shots, so this increases the size of the red bar. At level 4, we have another choice. First is Rapid Fire, which increases the rate of fire of the plasma shots, or Seekers, which causes shots to home in towards targets slightly. The 5th and final mod that opens up is the Weapon Mastery for the Charged Pulse Cannon, which says fire rate increases gradually while at optimal temperature. In other words, while your Charged Pulse Cannon is heated up, and if you maintain that, its fire rate will wind up over time. I don't know how much I can gush about the efficiency of this weapon. The Charged Pulse Cannon melts everything. On your way out, you'll be able to test it out on some Shrouded, but I would highly recommend upgrading this weapon, because on top of that, as I mentioned before, this is the only gun you don't need to reload in Rage 2. You can just hold down the trigger and go. If you have enjoyed playing around with the Charged Pulse Cannon at this point, what's your favorite face to melt with it? Please let me know in the comments. If you found this video to be entertaining, useful, or both, do whatever feels right to show that. If you wish to help support the channel going from passion to full-time, please take a look at the links to both Patreon and Teespring down below. Thanks to Wasteland Legends Sven, and thank you for watching. I'm Caedo Genesis, and may you wander this wasteland like you own it.